This is Old School New School Mom, and I recently wrote a blog about crawling, where I interviewed pediatric occupational therapist Christine Lebest. And this topic is of particular interest to me because I did not crawl as a child. My mom and my brother got down on their hands and knees. They tried their best to teach me how to crawl, but I just slinked like a snake. My son did crawl, I did not. However, this continues to affect me into adulthood, the fact that I didn't crawl. I have poor visual spatial awareness. I can't dance to save my life. I often don't notice when people are saying hello to me. So I took the time to interview pediatric OT Christian Hansen on the crawling topic, and here's what he had to say.
Not every child has to crawl, and a lot of kids don't end up crawling, and that's all right. There's no hard and fast for the kids that need to crawl. There's not every child. But what we do see is that in kids who don't crawl, is that generally there are a decrease in the palmar arches, and therefore fine motor issues, issues with writing and cutting and buttons and gluing and all those little intricate finger activities. Also, limited spatial awareness. So kids who really don't understand where their body is, their body scheme, understanding how their body relates to their surroundings and to other children. You might see this, that these kids kind of bang into other kids on the playground, or they're constantly falling, or they have a hard time climbing up a ladder, or they have a hard time negotiating their body into a smaller space. Also, vision is affected by the lack of early crawling, and particularly binocular vision. The ability to look ahead and then look back down and focus on your hands. So generally there may be issues with vision. What I would say is just encourage your children to crawl. If they're not crawling now and they're still young, have them crawl. If they've already transitioned into walking, have them do activities that really promote bilateral integration, using one side and then the other. Do activities where they really have to focus on their body. I had a student this past summer who, in every way, he seemed like a very normal child until I started looking at his ability to move his body in precision movements, gross motor-wise. And this was a child who could not jump rope at all. No matter what we did, there was no way that he could coordinate his legs in a sequential pattern continually to jump rope. We worked on it. We slowed it down. We walked over the rope. He finally got it. And this was a boy who I found out hadn't crawled. And so that was a real red flag for me that said, yeah, this here's the reason why. Here's a contributing factor as to why. Also, the child had a really difficult time with fine motor skills because he hadn't developed the palmar arches. And his fine motor coordination then suffered as a result of that. So as far as yourself, I mean, if you are unable to do just dance normally, or you don't notice people who are around you, that certainly could be attributed to you not crawling as a child. You not understanding where your body is in space and not understanding reciprocal movement, that could certainly be affected by your not crawling. You could just have no soul, and that's why you're not dancing. But, I mean, you could probably solve that by just taking a dance class.